Tell it now.
The Fred Allen Show. Brought to you by Ipana Toothpaste for the smile of beauty, Sal Hepatica for the smile of health. An hour of smiles with Fred Allen, folks. 3,600 seconds of fun and music. Fun with our star comedian, Fred Allen. With our guest, Mr. T. He, one of the directors of Walt Disney's Pinocchio. Music with Peter Van Steeden, the Merrimack, and Win Murray. The time has come. It's the Fred Allen Show. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we had hoped to have Toscanini conduct our overture tonight, but unfortunately our plans went amiss. In place of Mr. Toscanini, however, we have been very fortunate in securing the eminent conductor of the Scarsdale Symphony, Mr. Peter Van Steeden. Maestro Van Steeden opens with the fugue, Give a Little Whistle. Ladies and gentlemen, to prove to you that I am in a rut, once again I bring you that same guy I always seem to be bringing you, Fred Allen in person.
Thank you. Thank you, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Well, spring is here as of last Thursday, and our program comes to you tonight in the guise of a delectable zephyr. In the guise of a delectable zephyr. How is that, Harry?
What, Fred?
I just coined the phrase. I'm no judge, but to me it reeked of Tennyson. Or I might as well go the whole hog and say it smacked of Edgar Kedd.
Well, I didn't hear it, Fred. What was your phrase?
I said our program comes to you tonight in the guise of a delectable zephyr.
Oh, say, that's poetry, Fred.
Or a reasonable facsimile.
What is a zephyr?
What?
I say, what is a zephyr?
A zephyr is a tornado with an inferiority complex. It's a limp gale, a typhoon with no ambition. A zephyr, Harry, is really a slow leak from out the west. You get the significance?
Yes, I get it. A zephyr is a slow leak.
Yeah.
A slow leak is a little drip.
And a little drip is Fred Allen in person.
Welcome with a new hairdo yet. You look as though you combed your hair with the sleeve of a chinchilla coat. No other effect could... Well, welcome back to radio, Mr. Van Steeden.
Say, this is the first time you've said anything on the program since February, Pete.
Oh, I'm here ready to talk, but Allen won't give me any lines.
Look, I ought to give you a comb. You need a comb. Just 2 lines. He's got 2 lines and he washed his hair again. Success has gone to his head again in the form of soap. Well, I tried to give you lines, Orson Welles Steeden, but you can't even read them.
What do you mean I can't read them? I've been taking elocution lessons.
What?
I didn't know you were taking elocution lessons, Pete.
Sure, get a load of this, Harry.
No.
Break are like cold gray stones, oh, see?
That's
break,
fine. That's
break.
fine. That's very good. You sound like the boy voted most likely to succeed at an embalming school. You keep talking that way, and you'll end up an announcer.
How do you like that, Harry? I studied elocution for 6 months.
And what can you say?
Break. I'm like...
All right. Break it up, brother. We had enough trouble around here last week with that eagle.
The eagle got more laughs than you did.
I could get laughs if I used the same devices. If I had feathers on and could sit on Harry's wrist, a feathered Bolivar, I would get laughs.
Oh, that eagle was sophisticated. He was over your head.
That's what had me worried. All right, Mr. Ramshaw, get back on your perch.
Boy, I'd like to be an eagle for about 2 minutes.
The minute you leave the ground, Van Steven, you're through. That's all we need on this program, an orchestra leader who flies yet. And having come to the bottom of page 3 in our script, we turn briskly to the latest news of the week. The Ipana News presents The World in Review. Seattle, Washington. A recent appendix operation in Seattle was broadcast over a statewide radio hookup. As the surgeon operated, member of the State Medical Association stood by the operating table with a microphone, giving the radio audience a complete description of the appendectomy. If radio operations get to be popular, they may soon become regular network features. Ipana News shows how the radio operation of tomorrow may sound. The operation program opens.
To the strains of I'll See You in My Dreams, the makers of Pico Cough, the new miracle drink, bring you another in their series of weekly operations. Does coffee keep you awake nights? Try Pico Cough. It looks like coffee, tastes like tea, and smells like muesli. You can perk it, brew it, or mend crockery with it. Ask your grocer for Pico Cough. And now we take you to the radio clinic. Take it away, Professor Mangle.
This is Professor Mangle, about to bring you another operation through the courtesy of Pico Cough. Last week we presented Mrs. Toomey in a dramatic facelifting operation. I want to apologize to the many fans who wrote in asking for Mrs. Toomey's autograph. Mrs. Toomey's face was lifted a little too high. Her skin is so tight now she can't close her fingers to hold a pen. We may have Mrs. Toomey back on the program soon to let out some slack. If we do, you'll be seeing more of Mrs. Toomey. And now, our guest patient for tonight's operation,
Mr. Morgan Grimm, a double molectomy.
Good evening, Mr. Grimm.
Good evening, Professor Dangle.
What is your occupation?
I'm a salt cellar salesman.
You sell salt cellars?
Yeah, I'm a salt cellar seller.
And how is business?
Shaky.
You're a case, Mr. Grimm. And you're here to be operated on?
Yeah, I got 2 moles on my nose.
Oh, yes. Mr. Morgan Grimm is having his 2 moles removed tonight through the courtesy of Pico Cough.
Hey, look, am I getting a local anesthetic, Professor?
No, this is a coast-to-coast hookup, Mr. Grimm.
I hope everything comes off all right.
Yes, it will. Now, if you'll just lie down on that cot, Mr. Grimm.
Okay.
And now, while Mr. Grimm is getting ready for his operation, we present the nurse who will administer the anesthetic, glamorous Mavis Braun.
Hiya, friend. I got a tank full of ether and I'm raring to go. This patient looks like he's going to give me plenty of trouble. It's going to be tough telling when he's unconscious. You get it, folks?
Are you ready, Nurse Brown?
Yeah, Prof.
Ready, Mr. Grimm?
Yeah, Professor.
Let's go, students!
And now, while Nurse Brown administers the ether, Professor Mangle is putting on his rubber gloves, just the way you see Dr. Kildare puts them on in the movies. Mr. Grimm is unconscious, and as the operation starts, we hear Professor Mangle say,
Pincers.
Census.
Scalpel.
Scalpel.
1 mole is off, folks. And we turn you now back to Professor Mangle.
Ligature.
Ligature.
Tourniquet.
Tourniquet.
Blow-out patch.
Blow-out patch.
Scalpel.
Scalpel.
And the 2nd mole is off, folks. The patient is coming to. Now, I'll move the microphone over it, and you can hear the patient's first words as he comes out of the ether.
Oh, get me a cup of Pico Cough.
Yes, Pico Cough. Pico Cough. The first thing a patient asks for after coming out of the ether is Pico Cough. And now here is Professor Mangle to say goodnight.
This is your old friend, Professor Mangle, the cynic of the clinic, saying good night, folks, and happy convalescing.
Thank you, Professor. The makers of Pico Cough, the miracle drink, it looks like coffee, tastes like tea, and smells like muesli, invite you to tune in again next week when our guest patient will be
Miss Tiny Dow.
Here, Miss Tiny Dow, have a wen removed next week. If you knew her when, tune in again. You know when. And don't forget, folks, if you're still awake, be sure to take Pico Cough, spelled D-E-K-O, cough. Good night.
Now the Merrimacks, heeding Clause 4 in their iron-bound contract, gather at their personal microphone to sing for us, I Used to Love You.
I used to love you, but it's all over now. You know it's all over town that you threw me down, but you shouldn't let that kind of story go round, for you had your chance and now it's all over. I'll get along somehow. Now there are things that you did I used to forgive, but you never changed just as long as you live. I used to love you, but it's all over now. I used to love you, but it's all over now. You know it's all over now that you threw me down, but you shouldn't let that kind of story go round, for you had a chance and now it's all over. I'll get along somehow. Now there are things that you did I used to forgive, but you never changed just as long as you live. I used to love you, but it's all over now. It says we part before you break my heart. I'm glad that it's all over now.
Thank you. There has been so much discussion recently about the coming census that tonight we add our 2 little cents worth and preview a cross-section of the census for you. The scene, a living room. The questioning begins.
Now, madam, do you own a car?
Yes.
How many miles do you get per gallon?
Not many.
What's your favorite color?
Puce.
Just answer the questions, madam. Don't comment. Now about children.
Well, I have 3. John, Sarah, and Mary. Mary's only 6, but she's smart as a whip and pretty as a picture. And as for John, his teacher was...
3 children.
Yes, and I'm not saying this just because they're mine, but
Yes,
only the
children, 3. Now, what kind of toothpaste do they use?
Ipana, of course.
Funny, I get that same answer time and time again.
Well, why wouldn't you? Mothers know what's best for the family. And when you find a toothpaste that's as good for massaging your gums as it is for cleaning your teeth, that's what you're looking for, and that's what you use.
And, ladies and gentlemen, while that's only one opinion about Ipana, it's an opinion shared by so many parents, teachers, and dentists that Ipana is the largest selling toothpaste in America today. That popularity is based on 2 very significant facts. 1,
Ipana is unsurpassed for cleaning and brightening teeth. 2, Ipana, when used with massage, is especially designed to help give your gums the toning and exercise they need for health.
And, ladies and gentlemen, since teeth are seldom bright, when gums are tender and soft, many dentists advise the healthful stimulation of Ipana toothpaste and gum massage. And in giving that advice, dentists are doing for others what so many of them do for themselves. For in a recent survey, more dentists said they personally use Ipana toothpaste than any other dentifrice of any type. Now make their choice your choice. Use Ipana toothpaste.
just heard Tuxedo Junction, played by Peter Van What's-This and his Toon Tailors. And now, ladies and gentlemen, our guest tonight... Oh, hello, Portland. Oh, you want to come in there?
Hello.
It's saving set. Why don't you go around where you're supposed to come? I'm not that big yet. But, well, you certainly look nifty tonight. That's some outfit.
Yes, I was in the Easter parade Sunday. Do you like my new hat?
Where is it?
Right here, behind my left ear.
Oh, I didn't see it. Yes, it looks nice, what there is of it.
All the hats are smaller this spring.
I'll say they're smaller. I saw a man on 6th Avenue this afternoon with something in his eye. When he got it out, it was a woman's hat.
I get it.
I know. I saw your face light up.
Well, Mama's got me so full of sulfur and molasses, it's a wonder I don't light up all over.
Oh, you don't have to worry about lighting up. As the fella says, when you gotta glow, you gotta glow.
That's good.
Well, it always has been. You can tell it another way, you know. What did the big shad say to the little shad?
When you've got a row, you've got a row.
That's it. Not quite as good that way, but it's... And speaking of fish, did you hear Benny last Sunday?
Jack said that his father had made you a suit.
He mentioned that on his program, that his father had made a suit for me years ago.
Huh?
But do you want to know the truth about that suit?
Yes.
One time I was booked into Waukegan, and I met Benny in Chicago. He was living at a waterfront hotel there. Was in waiting and met him. That was his room. I happened to wade into his room. And Benny knew that my name was going to be in lights at Waukegan. I happened to have the lights with me. So he said, when you get to Waukegan, Fred, let my father, Benny the Elder, make a suit for you.
And did you?
Yes, when I got to Waukegan, I hired an interpreter. I went down to say hello to Jack's father through this man I had hired. And I ordered the suit. He mailed it on to me at White City, Illinois, where I was starring the following week.
Oh, how was the suit?
Well, when the suit came, it was then I discovered Benny's father wasn't a tailor. He was an upholsterer. He was used to sewing on chairs.
Well, how could you tell?
Why, my pants had 4 legs on them and a cane bottom. The coat had an antimacassar sewed on the collar. I sent the suit to Ripley. He probably knew somebody who could wear it. But too much of Benny. What about our guest?
Have you seen Pinocchio?
Walt Disney's new masterpiece? I certainly have. Now, don't tell me that Walt Disney is here tonight.
No. Our guest tonight is Mr. T.H., one of Mr. Disney's directors.
T.H.? It sounds as though he might be Minnehaha's oldest boy.
Well, I wouldn't know. Why don't you ask him? Mr. Allen, meet Mr. T.H.
Well, good evening, Mr. He.
Good evening, Fred.
Now, before we start, Mr. He, I think the first thing we better do is get your name straightened out. If I keep saying T.He all night, people will think I'm laughing at myself. And why should I start a trend at this late day? But tell me, is T.He your real handle?
Yes, Fred. The first initial is T, and my last name is spelled H-E-E, T-He.
Say, it must be embarrassing to the women folk in your family if all the she's are he's. But still, T.He is a perfect name for a man whose job it is to help Walt Disney keep the world laughing.
Laughter and entertainment are Walt's objectives, Fred.
I know. Portman said that you directed Pinocchio. Is that right?
No, I was merely one of the sequence directors.
Well, how many directors did it take to get the mahogany Mickey Rooney on the screen?
Well, there were 2 supervising directors, 5 sequence directors, and 8 animation directors.
Pinocchio had more directors than a Jersey bank, didn't he? Well, how many people worked? We'll wait, if anything's cooking. Let us know. Put up a hand if anyone's thinking of doing something. But, how many people... People, that's the way this show is, Mr. He. People jump up and speak into the microphone. What's going on here? How many people worked on Pinocchio on the picture altogether?
1,200.
1,200. Why, that's more people than Benny's last picture played to in Scranton, PA. And that was with bank night in the afternoons, too. Now, how long did it take you 1,200 fellows to complete Pinocchio?
The picture was 2 years in production. More than 500,000 drawings and paintings had to be turned out.
Well, that must have kept Mr. Disney pretty busy. Does he draw with both hands simultaneously?
Walt doesn't do all the actual drawing, Fred.
No?
But he does guide every detail of his pictures, from the conception of the idea right through to the distribution of the finished production.
Well, I think a lot of people would be interested in knowing how you Disney craftsmen work. How, for example, did you assemble your latest ink epic, Pinocchio?
Well, first came the selection of the story.
Why did Walt pick Pinocchio?
Because Pinocchio is a delightful folk tale that is known and loved the world over.
Yes, it certainly is. Tell me, when Walt gets a story, he doesn't do like most of the Hollywood studios, hire 40 writers to rewrite the story, and then 40 more writers to get it back the way it was.
No, Fred. Pinocchio was turned over to our story department, and an outline of the plot was sketched out.
Well, are cartoon scenarios written the same as the regular scripts?
No, the stories are laid out in drawing, something like a huge comic strip.
Oh, and then everyone starts laughing about the play?
No, not yet. Next, the directors and the head animators are called in. The story men explain their sketches, everything is agreed upon, and the story is split up and assigned to the sequence director.
Well, which sequences were you given in Pinocchio?
I directed the scenes where Pinocchio meets the fox and the cat.
Ah, the villains of the piece. What was that fox's name again?
J. Worthington Foulfellow, otherwise known as Honest John.
That's right, and J. Worthington Foulfellow. I must remember that if we have children later. And the cat was Gideon. The fox, that fox and cat were two of the biggest heels I've seen since the last time I got a peek at Carnera putting on his shoes. Well, what happened? I'll kill the guy that told me to keep that in. If he's here tonight, he's through. I don't know whether... What happened after you consider that unsaid, Mr. Heath?
Sorry.
What happened? What happened after you took Honest John and Gideon in hand?
Well, I went into conference with Norm Ferguson and Ken O'Connor, a head animator and art director, to work out the details of the animation.
Was your work finished when this animation was completed?
No, Fred. Then the backgrounds, colors, costumes, and the characters themselves had to be worked on.
Say, tell me, who invents those characters like Dopey, Pluto, Donald Duck, Mickey Mouse, and the others? Does Walt go on a Welsh rarebit diet and dream those folks up?
I don't know how Walt does it, Fred.
Well, I wish you'd ask him when you get back and let me know, general delivery. But tell me, with so many artists... I'll be there shortly, something else. But tell me, with so many artists drawing different sequences, how do you keep the likenesses of the various characters uniform?
Well, models are made up to guide the animators. And sometimes we photograph actors who resemble the characters. And these action pictures are studied before the drawings are made.
Well, who does these drawings? The head animator?
He does what we call the key drawings, the important points in each bit of action.
And other artists fill it in?
That's correct. And then when the drawings are cleaned up, they're traced on celluloid and painted.
And each separate drawing is photographed on movie film?
That's right.
And as soon as you photographed 500,000 drawings, Pinocchio was finished?
Not quite, Fred. The music, dialogue, and sound effects had to be added to the film.
And then Pinocchio was ready for his preview?
His first public appearance, yes.
Uh-huh.
Actually, the picture had been previewed from the first day it went into production.
Well, how do you mean?
Well, our pictures are run off with the whole staff in various stages of production. And Walt asked everyone, from the messenger boys up, for suggestions and criticisms, and anyone who comes through with a good gag or a piece of business gets a bonus.
Well, in radio, we use a similar system on a bigger scale. If anyone opens his mouth around a radio program, he gets the business. But, tell me, Mr. He, what qualities does a fellow have to possess to become a Disney animator?
I would say that he has to have something that is just more than artistic ability. He has to have a feeling for the sort of thing that Walt does. All of us at the studio are working for the same thing, to make pictures that are more entertaining, more beautiful, and technically more perfect.
Well, in case you haven't heard, Mr. He, you are succeeding. And I certainly appreciate your kindness in dropping in tonight.
It's been a pleasure, Fred.
You know, I heard Jack Benny announce last Sunday that he is going to play Pinocchio on his program next Sunday. I think it's a shame that 2 years of work you fellas have put in is going to be undone next Sunday night in 30 minutes.
Well, I think Jack will play Pinocchio very well, Fred.
You mean it takes a dummy to play a dummy?
You're not getting me mixed up in that. Good night, Fred.
Good night, and thank you, Mr. Peavy. Thank you. And now, Win Murray, the Miss America in the Winter Book for 1942, arrives to... Now, control yourself, Winnie. No laughing at the microphone. You might establish a precedent. But Winnie is here to sing How High the Moon.
Until I fell in love, my life was very easy. The moon just made it moonlight. The breeze just made it breezy. And then I fell in love, and things that once were clean, now I scarcely see or hear. Somewhere there's music, how faint the tune. Somewhere there's heaven, how high the moon. There is no moon above when love is far away too. Till it comes true that you love me as I love you. Somewhere there's music, it's where you are. Somewhere there's heaven, how near, how far. The darkest night would shine if you would come to me soon. Until you will, how soon how high the moon. Somewhere there's music in the air. Somewhere there's heaven, but there is no moon above when love's far away. There'll come a day when you'll be loving me always. Somewhere there's music, it's where you are. Somewhere there's heaven, how near, how far. The darkest night would shine if you would come to me soon. Until you will be still my heart. Where is the moon? The moon is Somewhere there's heaven, but there is no moon above when love's far away. There'll come a day when you'll be loving me always. Somewhere there's music, it's where you are. Somewhere there's heaven, how near, how far. The darkest night would shine if you would come to me soon.
If you notice these bags under my eyes getting bags underneath them, it's because I've been sitting up nights trying to find a substitute for that shop-worn combination of words, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, now, there isn't any substitute, Fred, so there's no use sulking about it. Those words go together, like bread and butter and black and white, ham and eggs, salt and pepper.
Well, I guess you're right, Harry. And while we're on the subject, don't forget Mike and Ike, corned beef and cabbage, Barnum and Bailey.
Sure, Fred, and most important of all, don't forget Ipana and massage. Those two go together to help make smiles more attractive. Because, ladies and gentlemen, Ipana is a dentifrice with a plus. And here's why.
Ipana not only cleans and brightens teeth, but when used with massage is especially made to help give gums the toning and stimulation they need for firmness and health. Exercise they should get from foods we eat, but do not get because most of our foods are too soft.
So stop at your druggist for a tube of Ipana and begin using it. When you feel that stimulating tang exclusive with Ipana and massage, you'll know that gum circulation is awakening. And that means you're helping your gums grow stronger and healthier. Begin tomorrow to help yourself to firmer gums, more sparkling teeth, and naturally a more attractive smile by faithfully massaging with Ipana toothpaste. The Fred Allen Show will continue immediately following a brief pause for your station identification. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the question of the week. This is Mr. and Mrs. Average Man's Round Table, where three persons selected from our studio audience are invited to give their opinions on a question that concerns some prominent issue of the day. These little sessions are entirely unrehearsed. Fred is taking his place now at the round table, where he meets his fellow debaters for the first time. Are you ready?
Yes. Yes, I was meeting the people, Harry. Yes, excuse me. The forum is officially open. I didn't hear you, Harry. I should have a third ear in the back of my head. Portland will kindly introduce us to the first member of our little group here.
Mr. Hugh Cooper from Mount Vernon, New York.
Well, good evening, Mr. Cooper.
Good evening, Mr. Allen.
May I ask your business, profession, calling, or trade? May I?
I'm a district office manager with the Insulite Company.
The Insulite Company?
Yes.
Well, what is the function of the Insulite Company?
Well, they're the manufacturers of the world's finest insulation board.
Oh, insulation board. This isn't a homemade commercial. I mean, you've cooked up on me here. I don't know. Insulation. I don't know. That was the policy of the government a short time ago, wasn't it? The insulation policy. We were going to be insulated. But I don't know a great deal about your business, Mr. Cooper. I don't know a great deal about a great many businesses. But I am supremely ignorant where insulation is concerned. What is the function of insulation, if I might ask?
Well, in a few words,
You'll overlook my ignorance.
to keep the house cool in the summer and warm in the winter.
Warm in the winter. Heat cannot get in, or cold. None of the elements can get in. It would seem to me if you could invent something that would keep relatives out of houses.
We're working on that.
Well, I'm sure it will beat your insulation business when you get it worked out. In other words, a thermos bottle is really insulated, isn't it?
Absolutely.
A vacuum is a non-conductor.
Right.
And for a man to have perfect insulation, he should really live in a vacuum, shouldn't he?
Very good.
But a vacuum is a space without matter. And man is matter. So the minute man gets in the vacuum, it ceases to be a vacuum and becomes a phone booth. I hope Einstein is listening in tonight. He may learn something, but I doubt it. But all right, thank you a lot, Mr. Cooper.
And now, Miss Joan Lane from Hartford, Connecticut.
Well, have you met Miss Lane?
Yes, I
Oh,
have.
it's all right for you to introduce Miss Lane to me. I thought I was going to introduce you to Miss Lane if you hadn't met her after you had introduced her to me, because then I would partly know her and it would be permissible for me to introduce her to you. Well, where's Miss Lane from?
From Hartford, Connecticut.
Oh, what are you doing in New York, Miss Lane?
I'm here on my Easter vacation.
On your vacation? Your Easter vacation from where or what?
From Smith College.
Oh, do you go to Smith College, do you?
I'm a sophomore there.
Sophomore at Smith College. That's up at Northampton, isn't it?
That's right.
Smith College is a girls' college, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Smith, Wellesley, and Vassar are academic no man's lands, as it were. Well, are you enjoying your vacation here in New York?
Oh, very much, Mr. Allen.
You are, huh? You're not on the daisy chain this year, are you? I was going to say, if you were, you might learn a few things from looking at our main stem over here, which is Broadway. But I'll let it go. It's going to be rather confusing, I think, when you graduate from Smith, Miss Lane. What do you intend to be when you graduate, by the way? Have you any particular goal in mind?
I haven't quite decided yet, Mr. Allen. I love radio, though.
You like radio, huh? Take a look at me and see that you don't want to... You don't want to come to that, do you? But I was going to say, it's going to be embarrassing when you get out of college and tell people you've just left Smith. They won't know whether you've graduated or whether you quit working for Al. I mean... All right, thank you, Miss Lane.
And now, Dr. Simon Klein from New York City.
Well, good evening, Dr. Klein.
Good evening, Mr.
What branch of medicine do you practice, if I may ask?
Dentistry, Mr. Allen.
Dentistry, do you? We have to be very careful talking to dentists on this program. Any conversation is apt to be construed as sort of a commercial. We have to be very careful about our banter. But you're here in New York, are you?
I am.
Did you go to the American Dental Convention last week? And down in Baltimore? Did you go down there?
No, I wasn't there, Mr.
You weren't? Must have been very interesting, and I read a lot about it in the paper. Some dentist said that the progress that dentistry's made in the last 100 years, the Dental Society, I believe, is 100 years old last week, and the progress it's made is really wonderful. This dentist said that George Washington in his day wore wooden teeth, wooden false teeth. Constantly in trouble. He had to carry tweezers with him to pick splinters out of his gum. Every time he opened his mouth, woodpeckers flew into the conversation. Caused the trouble. And whenever he drank hot soup, his teeth swelled up, I believe. Washington went around for months looking as though he was going to say, "oh," which he never said. But thank you, Dr. Klein. Oh was something we could say today. I mean, we could. But, well, that about brings us to our question. Now that we are well into leap year, and most of the girls who are waiting for 1940 have taken advantage of their prerogative and their boyfriends, we novocane leap year and prepare one phase of it for clinical inspection. So our question tonight is, do you think it is proper for a woman to propose to a man during leap year? Now, how do you feel about the female of the species and leap year, Mr. Cooper?
Well, I think that the man does most of the work every other part of the world and time of the year, so I think that the woman should propose during leap year.
You think the woman should propose? You don't think you think that a woman should send man flowers and candy and take him to the movies and close in on him later in the year? Well, all right, that's one for the woman. Now, Miss Lane, what do you, as a college girl, think about girls proposing?
Well, I think leap year is a very fine thing, but I hope I never have to use it myself.
Well, I hope you don't ever have to use it either. But do you think that it's proper that a girl is taking advantage? You think she should propose at any time and not wait for leap year?
Well, I think she has just as much a right as a man has to do it.
She just has as much right to propose as a man has. Well, that gobbles it up nicely. Now we're fixed up good. Now, Dr. Klein, what do you think about, do you think a girl who proposes is going too far?
I think it's very important that the man should think the proposal is his idea.
Well, the woman could do it. In other words, the man could imagine he had mental laryngitis for the moment, and the girl could propose to it. Well, I don't know how we stand now. You think it's all right for the girl to do it to propose if she makes the man feel that it's been mind over matter and that he has subconsciously given her this thought, which later she bounces back at him. That's right. Well, I think then that you and Mr. Cooper agree, which leaves Miss Lane out on the limb here. But we'll call a tree surgeon and get you down shortly, Miss Lane. I don't imagine that our discussion tonight will greatly affect the connubial approach of the future. The question of proposing, it seems to me, has something in common with the phonograph record. There is something to be said on both sides. Married men may have better... Quiet, please. We're late now. We've got to rush through. But married men have better halves, but bachelors have better... This man gets on my nerves. He's around here to tell me I'm 30 seconds late all the time, and I never finish anything I'm going to say. Go away, that man. But married men may have better halves. What's the difference? So we don't finish on time. We run 15 or 20 minutes into K-Chi. So what's the... An old maid who knows all the answers has never been asked any of the questions. And on this note of utter frustration, our forum is adjourned. Thank you all for your kind cooperation. And now, the Merrimacs to sing All by Yourself in the Moonlight.
There ain't no sense sitting on a fence all by yourself in the moonlight. There ain't no thrill by a watermill all by yourself in the moonlight. There ain't no fun sitting beneath the trees, giving yourself a hug, giving yourself a squeeze. It's insane swinging down the lane all by yourself in the moonlight. All alone and so all alone.
There is no one else but you.
You get your gourd riding in a boat all by yourself in the moonlight. It's all a fake swimming in the lake all by yourself in the moonlight. It ain't no fun looking up at the sky, singing a pretty song, knowing a harmonize. Love is regularly a trail all by yourself in the moonlight. I ain't got nobody, and nobody cares for me, poor little me. You can't tell lies to the fireflies all by yourself in the moonlight. You'll agree you're poor company all by yourself in the moonlight. Rain it down, find a cozy enough, losing a lot of sleep, listen to a book. Let it rain, how can you complain? All by yourself in the moonlight. Am I blue? Yes, you're blue. Am I blue?
Huh? Ain't these
tears in these eyes telling me you blue. You can't go far in a motor car all by yourself in the moonlight. It ain't so grand and a nice to dance all by yourself in the moonlight. It ain't so sweet having a place to go. Never know what to do, nobody helping you. It ain't a treat in a rumble piece all by yourself. All by yourself. All by yourself in the moonlight.
Thank you. I think you'll agree with me, ladies and gentlemen. At the
I
world...
beg your pardon, but which one of you gentlemen is Harry Von Bell?
Von Bell?
Or could the name be Von Gone?
Could it by any chance be Von Zell?
Of course, that's it.
Oh, well, I'm Harry Von Zell.
Oh, how do you do?
How do you do?
Then this other gentleman must be Fritz Allen.
Fred Allen, my good fellow.
I'm so sorry. I have a wretched memory for names. That's what I came to see Mr. Von Brill about. You see, my wife's catching a cold, and I said to her, I know just the thing for you. You put 2 teaspoonfuls in a glass of water and drink it. And she said, fine, what's the name of it? And I said, I don't know, I've forgotten, but I'll go right down and ask Mr. Von Well. So here I am.
Well, it sounds to me as though what you were thinking of for your wife's cold was sal hepatica.
Sal hepatica, that's it, I remember now.
Yes, it's a mighty good thing to remember, too, because sal hepatica helps fight colds faster. That's why it's recommended by so many doctors. As a matter of fact, in a recent impartial survey among physicians conducted by leading medical journals, it was found that 7 out of 10 physicians recommend a saline laxative when treating a cold. And sal hepatica, we believe, is the outstanding saline laxative in America. There are 2 very good reasons for this, which you can check with your own doctor. First,
sal hepatica acts quickly, yet it is exceptionally gentle.
And since the progress of the cold is fast, this greater speed of sparkling sal hepatica is especially important in fighting it. Second,
sal hepatica also helps nature counteract the acidity that so often accompanies a cold.
So get an economical bottle of sal hepatica from your druggist for quick cold-fighting service. Remember, for faster action in treating colds, take sal hepatica.
And now the mighty Allen Art Players. Tonight they present a gruesome, spine-chilling Inspector Bungle murder mystery called Who Killed Mack Borden? The action takes place in Tin Pan Alley. Scene 1, the private office of Sidney Dangle, president of the Dangle Music Corporation. The famous songwriting team of Borden and Bevell rush in.
Hey, Mr. Dangle.
What is it, boys?
Charlie and me just finished another song.
Yeah, a new mother song, and it's a wham, Mr. Dangle.
Yeah, get this title. Mother, you're fairer than the world's fair to me.
And get these lyrics.
Well, all right, boys, but make it snappy.
Let's go, Harry.
Mother, you're just my mother, but you're fairer than the world's fair to me. Your nose is like the trilon, but you got a smile on. I don't pay no admission to see. Ma, you got a shape like the perisphere, round in front and round in the rear.
Oh, now, wait.
Your map may look like the Futurama, but you're my ever-loving mama.
Oh, wait.
And you're fairer than the one's fair to me. A wall, Mr. Dale, huh?
Why, that is terrible.
What?
Why, it's dated.
What do you mean?
Nobody wants a mother song today.
Well, me and Mac has been writing mother songs for 20 years, Mr. Dale. And every song a hit. My mother's eye. My mother's nose. My mother's hangnail. My mother ain't got no bananas.
I know, boys, but Mother is through. Mother is washed up. The public today wants swing. Something like Fudarakasaki, Itty Bitty Poo, Jumpin' High.
Now, wait a minute. I can't write that moron stuff, Mr. Dangle.
Well, either you write it or you're fired. Now get out, both of you.
Okay, Chief. Come on, bud. Flatfoot flute you with a fooey. I can't write that.
And so Mack Borden, the songwriter, goes to work and to his doom. 10 minutes later, the door of Mr. Dangle's office flew open.
Oh, Mr. Dangle. Oh, Mr. Dangle.
What's up, Babette? You're shaking like an end girl in a Minsky show.
Borden, me lyric writer, he's been murdered.
Murdered?
Yeah, take a look in our office.
Well, leads away.
Look.
Gad, he's slumped over his desk there. Are you sure he's dead?
There's a pool of blood near his head.
Say, this is murder, all right. I'm calling the police.
Hiya, folks. Now, don't nobody move. I got you covered like an actor's bald spot.
Well, just a minute, Frog Voice. Where did you come from?
I'm Inspector Bungo, Bud, the bleached Mr. Moto.
Why? This is uncanny. How did you get here so fast?
Don't ask me. I didn't write this tripe. Me cue is a wind whistle. I heard a wind whistle, and here I am. Now, what's the crime?
It's murder, Bungo.
Murder, hey? Who are you, Marquis Stomach?
I am Sidney Dangle, president of the Dangle Music Publishing Corporation.
A tune tycoon, hey? And who are you, Herringvest?
I'm Harry Bavell, a dead man's collaborator.
Oh, yeah? And who are you? Come on, wake up, Bud.
Hey, that's the body.
Quit butting in, you. Let him speak for himself. Now, who are you, Bud?
He's Mack Borden, me lyric writer.
Oh, yeah? What do you know about this crime, Bevel?
Nothing. Mr. Dangle sent Mac and me in here to write a swing song.
And?
I went out of the room tonight to steal a melody from a hurdy-gurdy that was playing in the alley.
And?
I come back in, Mac is slumped over the desk. He's dead and tippy-tippy 10.
Okay, Bevel. Now, what about you, Dangle? Where was you when the murder was committed?
I was in my office wishing I was out of the music business.
You didn't hear no shots, no groans, no stoop, no squat, no squint?
All right. I heard nothing until Harry here comes screaming into my office.
Yeah, I seen the pool of blood on the desk.
Yeah, there's the blood. Borden must have been shot. But how? He ain't holding no gun. Ain't suicide. This window here's locked. No hole in it, no shot come through the window. Now, what about this door?
Well, this door leads into my office.
Into your office?
Yeah.
It's beginning to look mighty suspicious, Dangle.
What? Surely you don't think that I, as president of the Dangle Music Corporation, would stoop to murder?
There's a lot of plugging going on in the music business, Bud.
Well, I certainly couldn't have killed him. I was out of the room.
Who else was in here when Borden went to his eternal tacit?
Nobody. Just Borden, Bavell, and myself.
Hey, wait a second, boss.
What?
How about Mac's mother?
Now we're getting someplace. Satchel La Femme. His old lady was on the premises, hey?
Yes, Borden wrote nothing but mother songs, you know. He kept her around the office for inspiration.
Well, where is the old lady?
Well, Mac kept his mother in his closet. I'll see if she's still in here. Hey, Mr. Borden.
Yes, Mr. Bevel?
Will you come out of the closet a minute?
Oh, is Mac going to write another mother song?
No, I called you, Granny. Your son has been bumped off.
You'll have to speak up, young man. I'm a little deaf.
Look, Inspector, must you tell her? It'll break her heart.
I gotta tell her, Dangle.
You two will have to speak up. I can't hear that whispering.
Now listen, Mrs. Borden. Your son is dead.
Dead? My son Mac is dead?
Yeah, somebody killed him.
Well, it's about time. Boy, was he corny.
Mrs. Borden!
Writing them jerk ballads. My mother's nose, my mother's big toe. That Icky was my son, but he was strictly from hunger.
Now hold it, Granny. Don't tell me at your age you're a swing fan.
Sure, Gates. Around Roseland, they call me the arthritis head cat. Oh, the jump is the jump in jive like a truck on down, and I'm 85. Hip, hip.
Oh, now, okay.
Hip, hip.
Okay, Grandma. Take it easy, Grandma. You can Big Apple down now and collect your son's insurance.
Insurance? Hear me. Shoot the payments to me, John Hancock, boy. Come on, Gates.
What a dame. One foot in the grave and the other one doing a shag.
Well, look, Inspector, I hate to butt in here, but what about the mystery?
That's right, the mystery. It sure is a puzzler. Now, let me see. There's the body, the window's locked. What's this other door here?
It leads out into the hall. The rehearsal rooms are out there.
And I'm looking in them rehearsal rooms, Dangle. Come on. You stay here, Bevel, so's the body won't get lonesome.
Okay.
Well, come on, let's go.
This is all rehearsal rooms, you say, eh, Dangle?
Yeah, acts are rehearsing. Songwriters are working in them.
Who's in this room here? This room is empty.
Yeah, this is where we write songs like The Little Man Who Wasn't There. You want to look in this room, Bungle?
Yeah, open that other door. Hey, you!
Shut that door. I'm composing.
Yeah, composing what?
I'm writing campaign songs for the Democratic Party. I got a song for Garner.
Garner?
Yeah, Garner the days when my heart was
Never mind.
Listen to this one. A campaign song for the president. I didn't know what term it was.
I'm getting out of here.
Well, I'm telling you, Bungle, you won't find any suspects in these rehearsal rooms.
And I ain't giving up, Dangle. Who's in this next room here?
All right, I'll see.
Who's afraid of the big bad wolf? The big bad wolf. The big bad wolf.
Just a minute, brother.
Sir, are you addressing me?
Where was you 20 minutes ago?
I was right here rehearsing. Who's afraid of the big bad wolf?
Hold it, Bud. You're sure you didn't leave this room?
Cross my heart. I've been learning this song for my guest appearance on the Horn and Hot program next Sunday.
That's a kid's program, ain't it?
Yes, I'm large for my age.
Okay, Bud. That tomboy couldn't have killed Mack Borden, Dangle.
Well, Bungle, you're stymied.
I ain't getting nowhere. I'm taking another look at the body to refresh me memory.
And the body's back in this room here.
Okay.
Have you found a clue, Bungle?
I'm examining the body again. Now, the pool of blood is on the desk. The wound must be on the front of his head. Help me sit the body up, fellas.
Yeah, okay, you take the other arm.
Okay, Mr. Dangle.
Ease him back in the chair, fellas. Easy now.
Okay, there we are.
Now, pick him up. Who done that? Pick him up now. Put him in there. Well, I'll say, what do you know? There ain't no wound in his head.
Now, wait a minute. There must be a wound. How did this pool of blood get on the desk?
This is confusing. I'm taking a gander at this blood through me magnifying glass. Now, let me see. Well, I'll be...
What do you see, Bungle?
The blood. There's onions in it.
Onions?
It ain't blood. It's chili sauce. Where did this chili come from?
Oh, I can explain that. Me and Mac had hamburgers for lunch. Mac must have scraped the chili off of his.
To me, a hamburger ain't a hamburger without chili.
Yeah, I always take chili on my hamburger.
With a hot dog, I take in here, relish.
Never mind that. What about the murder?
Oh, yeah, the murder. Well, there ain't no lumps on his head. Maybe he was doped. I'm frisking the body. I thought so.
What is it, Bungle?
Top vest pocket here, look.
Kid, a little bottle.
And in this pocket?
Gee, a hypodermic needle.
The mystery is solved. Somebody drugged your lyric writer before they bumped him off.
Why should anyone want to drug a songwriter?
Giving one dope to another, it's redundant.
Hey, maybe Mac ain't dead. Can you top of that drug, Bungle?
Maybe the formula is on this bottle here.
What's it say?
Na2Cl407. Why, this is formaldehyde or sulfanilamide. This is a powerful drug, fellas. It dissolves the human brain. Whoever gives this drug to Borden was trying to turn him into an imbecile.
Then he ain't dead.
He's in a stupor. Maybe I can slap him, too. Hey, wake up, wait. Wake up, Borden. This is the law.
Okay.
Come on. Break it up, Morpheus.
Hey, he's out of it, but he's not.
He's talking like a cripple.
It's that drug that's dissolving his brain. I gotta stop it, or he'll wake up a chowderhead.
Can't you counteract that drug, Bungle?
I can try. Wait till I put this epidemic needle on the desk. I got some digitalis pills in my pocket here. Open his mouth, Bevel.
Okay.
I'll drop this digitalis in. Okay, swallow that, Borden.
It's gone down his throat.
Yeah, digitalis ought to stop that drug working. We'll see.
Where am I? What's going on here?
It's all right, dope. You was doped. Now you're cured.
Cured, but I didn't want to be cured. I drugged myself.
You drugged yourself? Why, man?
I had to.
You said I was fired if I didn't write a swing song, didn't you?
Well, yeah,
You
but-
wanted lyrics like Food Rakasaki, Floyd, Boom, Bisto, Gaily Star, didn't you?
Yeah, but-
Nobody but an idiot can pick up words like that. I had to get down to that mental level. I bought this drug to dissolve my brain to turn myself into a grade B moron. Look at me. Now I'm normal again. Now I can't possibly write a swing song.
Gee, I'm sorry, Bud.
You're sorry, you bungling idiot. Take this. Hey.
Good night, you knocked the inspector flat across the desk.
Hey, look, Mr. Dangle. Bungle found a hypodermic needle.
Oh, Inspector Bungo. Bungo, speak to me.
Foo Rakasaki, itty bitty poo. Rock that cat wet hot.
Eureka! Bungo can write our swing lyrics. We're saved!
Last Wednesday, ladies and gentlemen, a very significant event occurred the first day of spring. Tonight we show you how thousands and thousands of city and country dwellers alike greeted spring.
Spring is here. You said it, and how? When I woke up this morning with a cold in the head, I says to myself, Joe, I says, I bet spring is here, and there's nothing you can do about it.
And to those thousands, Harry Von Zell says...
But there is something you can do about a spring cold, ladies and gentlemen, and it's this. Take sparkling Sal Hepatica to help fight that cold faster. There are two very good reasons why it does, and you can check them with your own doctor.
First, Sal Hepatica is speedy, yet it's very gentle, and speed is mighty important in fighting a cold. Second, and just as important, this famous saline laxative also helps nature counteract the acidity that so frequently accompanies a cold.
Remember, in a recent survey, it was found that 7 out of 10 doctors recommend a saline laxative in treating a cold. And Sal Hepatica, we believe, is America's outstanding saline laxative. So, for faster action against colds, get a bottle of gentle, quick-acting Sal Hepatica at any drugstore.
Well, thank you, Harry. Good night, ladies and gentlemen.
Beginning next Thursday night, April 4th, at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time on most of these stations, and on every Thursday night thereafter, you will hear the famous radio show, Mr. District Attorney. This expose of rackets that steal millions is brought to you as a public service by Vitalis. Tune in at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time every Thursday night and enjoy the thrills of Mr. District Attorney.
This is the National Broadcasting Company.